Alright guys, every YouTube video I do where I use this build in the video, like it can be a progression video where I just run it back on this build because like, I get gripped on like one of my, freshies or like power 12s and I come back on this build and like every single video that this build appears on, like everyone knows me for this build. Like it's my most well-known build like by now, like everyone knows this build. So pretty much I just decided I'm finally gonna do a build guide because every single video people are like, yo, can you show the stats for your Deepwoken build? Yo, can you show the stats for your Nemesis build? Like I'm like, okay, bro, I'll finally just make a video like showcasing the entirety, all the talents, all the stats, everything you need to get before Shrine and like, everything like that. Okay, so it's just a normal achievementless Dawnwalker build, okay? But I'm gonna show you like what I got on the build to make it as fun as it is. Also before I like, start the video, I would always recommend to get a 4 vitality and 6 proficiency instead, just so you do that like extra M1 damage. But I just went 6 vitality because I don't have a HP kill on this build. Like my HP is already really good. Like as you can see, 544, but like I only have 118 from equipment bonus. So if I get that up to like 130, then I'll probably switch the vitality into proficiency. But for now, I'm gonna just keep the vitality. So if you have a HP kit, definitely always get 6 proficiency. It's just way worth it in my opinion. Like the extra M1 damage helps a lot. Alright, so where was I? Okay, we're gonna go back to talents. Okay, so I was all the way down. Yeah, light speed reflexes. This is so good, bro. I get called out for APing so much just because of this talent. It's such a good talent. So basically what it does is, okay, when you, like a lot of people, like there's misconceptions about this talent. When you fate a mantra, when you fate your M1, and someone attacks you, like it auto parries their attack pretty much. So if you like faint and they vent, because they think that like, that you're going to hit them, it will parry the vent so you can get another hit on it. It's very, very helpful and I love it a lot. That's what a lot of people will like, call me out for APing just because of this move here, light speed reflexes. Bulldozer, pretty good. Bloodline Spirit, that's just for the 5 HP. Speed Demon, very, very good. I love Speed Demon so much. Spinning Swordsman, I love this as well. This helps a lot when I proc my taunt. And I'll go over that later, what I have on it. So what I'm going to say is I have a wind gem on it. So it procs Spinning Swordsman a lot and Speed Demon, which is very, very good. Critical Attack, Engage, Scuba Drowner, Showstopper is very, very good. Oh my goodness, you need to get Showstopper on your builds, guys. It's absolutely so good. Unless you have like another talent. I forgot there was another talent, but Showstopper is very, very good. And of course, Return to the Dark Ages. This is like a must-have on achievementless builds and speed of mission, all this good shit. Okay. What a weird guy, bro. See, he has anything good on him. 9% physical armor on a cow. I'll take that, bro. I'll take that. Alright, okay. Back to the build. Back to the build. Oh, he respawned. Oh, he's come back to the more, bro. I don't know what he was thinking, bro. I don't know why he came back and tried to fight me again, bro. What was he thinking? Okay, let's go back to like showing off the build now. Alright, so where was I? Okay, we're gonna go back to talents. Okay, so I was all the way down. Yeah, light speed reflexes. This is so good, bro. I get called out for APing so much just because of this talent. It's such a good talent. So basically what it does is, okay, when you, like a lot of people, like there's misconceptions about this talent. When you fate a mantra, when you fate your M1, and someone attacks you, like it auto parries their attack pretty much. So if you like faint and they vent, because they think that like, that you're going to hit them, it will parry the vent so you can get another hit on it. It's very, very helpful and I love it a lot. That's what a lot of people will like, call me out for APing just because of this move here, light speed reflexes. Bulldozer, pretty good. Bloodline Spirit, that's just for the 5 HP. Speed Demon, very, very good. I love Speed Demon so much. Spinning Swordsman, I love this as well. This helps a lot when I proc my taunt. And I'll go over that later, what I have on it. So what I'm going to say is I have a wind gem on it. So it procs Spinning Swordsman a lot and Speed Demon, which is very, very good. Critical Attack, Engage, Scuba Drowner, Showstopper is very, very good. Oh my goodness, you need to get Showstopper on your builds, guys. It's absolutely so good. Unless you have like another talent. I forgot there was another talent, but Showstopper is very, very good. And of course, Return to the Dark Ages. This is like a must-have on achievementless builds and speed of mission, all this good shit. Alright, cool. So pretty much, I'm going to go over all the mantras that I used and the stats that I went before Shrine. So before Shrine, if you want to double check what the exact stats I went before Shrine, you can go and watch my Dawnwalker progression video and you'll probably see. But all I remember is I got Exoskeleton. No, sorry, I got Tap Dancer. I also got All the Dead Gods. And then I Shrine Avoided. I went 50 Fortitude so I can get Reinforce and all the Reinforce talents, Exoskeleton. I went 45 Strength for Showstopper, 25 charisma for the charisma talents and like sing obviously as well, and then 100 medium. That's all you really need. The boons and flaws don't really matter on this build. All right, cool. Now I'm gonna go over all of my mantras. So I use strong left. My strong left's only level 3. I have a blessed gem on it, so I can use it more often. As you can see, it only takes 12% of my ether. It's really, really good. Strong left is very, very good to feint into like M1s, or like basically, let me show you my tips. So you can feint strong left into like an M1 into another strong left. I'll show it to you in a second. Hold on, like look. Like, as you can see, like, it's almost instant through at M1. It's really, really cool. You can do the exact same thing with a Master's Flourish as well. You can feint Master's Flourish into, like, another Master's Flourish. And, like, it's very, very good. When you're fighting someone, it cancels the animation if you actually land, like, an M1 on their block. It completely cancels that animation for this, which is very, very helpful. So yeah, I use strong left. I put a blessed gem on that. I use Master's Flourish. I put 3 magnifying stones and 3 glass stones on my Master's Flourish, which makes it really big. And obviously, since I put so many modifiers on it, and I'm using neuroplasticity, I have to use a blue gem as well. And it takes 40% of my ether. But as you can see, I have neuroplasticity, so it only takes a bar, which is very, very good. That's why I would also always recommend to go neuroplasticity. Next up is Exhaustion Strike. I have my Exhaustion Strike with a blessed gem on it just because it doesn't take too much ether. If it takes a little bit of ether for you, I'd recommend putting a blue gem on it, but I like the blessed gem just because, you know, if it procs, I can, you know, use it again pretty fast. Next up is Radiant Kick. I used to use Wayward on Radiant Kick, and I used to use that into Nemesis all the time. It was like the easiest thing in the entire game, but when they ruined Wayward, I just completely removed it from my kit because it's annoying, and it's also helpful to like strong left and Radiant Kick people into the zone in Chime. When it's like very, very small, like it helps out. Sometimes they get pushed into the like zone and you just win because I like 1-shot HP anyways. Okay, up next is Reinforce. My Reinforce is level 3 because I only have 50 Fortitude. I put a blue gem on it. There's nothing like too important about Reinforce. I just lose it to give me the damage boost. I mean the damage reduction, and also like it heals me like 3% of my HP, which is kind of helpful in Chime and Yanks. Next up, ignore this. I still have like 1 hastening potion from the event. Also, I have Gaze on this build. I would recommend switching out Gaze for Sing, to be honest, just because your mantras proc the talents anyways. So like, I'm actually going to do that right now. I don't know why I haven't been doing this. Gaze is absolutely amazing, and I'm going to go over why Gaze is so good right now. So pretty much, Gaze, if you put a wind gem on it, it makes your build extremely good because people like always will get hit by your Gaze. Like how is someone gonna parry a Gaze? I don't think you can you even parry Gaze? I don't know, because no one's ever blocked my Gaze or parried it. So like it just always activates, and it's just a free speed boost, which procs Speed Demon and Spinning Swordsman. So I'd recommend to get Gaze and what's it called? Put a wind gem on that shit so you can proc all of your Speed Demon talents and all that kind of stuff. I use Dash. You don't have to use Dash. I just use it because it's helpful in ganks and it's like catching up to people or running away from people. Gaze, I've already, you know, went over that. That's self-explanatory. And then Taunt. Taunt is amazing for ganks. It makes people unable to jump, so they cannot run away from you. And I'm pretty sure if you have Taunt procced on someone, it makes you do increased damage to them. Because like whenever I proc Taunt on them and I land like a strong left on them, they just die instantly, bro. I swear, like Taunt is absolutely amazing. I have a wind gem on this, but I'm going to transfer the wind gem to Gaze right now. I don't know why I haven't been doing that. Like I'm actually like dumb as hell. I didn't even realize I had Gaze until now. But yeah, it's up to you. You can use Sing if you want. I don't really ever use Sing anyway, so I'm gonna just use Gaze instead. It's whatever, like it's pick your poison. Like if you don't really land mantras that much, go ahead and use Sing so you can, like, you know, proc your charm talents. But otherwise, I'll just recommend to use Gaze. It's a very, very good talent, and it stuns them as well because it makes them shiver. So it's really, really good and very, very helpful. Okay, now I'm gonna go over the weapon that I'm using. I'm using a 3-star Alloyed Vigil Longsword, and it says I'm using Umbral Knight, but I am not using Umbral Knight. I'm using Nemesis, obviously. Vigil Longsword is pretty good. It definitely isn't meta. I would recommend to use like a Chaos Blade probably, or maybe even a Serpent's Edge, because that does more damage than this for the range. It is kind of annoying sometimes. Like, I don't know, like Vigil Longsword is just like the reason why I use it, and to be honest, like I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, the reason why I use Vigil Longsword is because I really like the drip. It looks like a very, very clean sword, and it looks very good with Nemesis. But you can use whatever weapon you want, to be honest, but I just use this. And then Nemesis. Okay, Nemesis is absolutely amazing. As you saw from the clips of me fighting that guy with Pablo's Hubris, Nemesis is so cheese. I'm going to tell you guys a tip of Nemesis that works on like anyone, like within the top, like I would say 50 to like the top 10 pretty much. Like it doesn't really work on people that are in the top like 25, you know, like God Seeker level pretty much, because like they usually know how to defend against it. But most of the time, like they know how to defend against it, but it's still like if you have Showstopper, it will proc their Showstopper, so you can always land at M1 as well. Like, but they're probably gonna block it because they're God Seekers. Alright, so the strat is, okay, so once you hit someone with Nemesis, okay, so they have the little charm on them. The only like all you need to do is so simple. Everyone falls for it, okay? You just need to feign your M1 and they'll always roll or like parry, and then you just use your M2 instantly. But if you're facing someone that's like good at the game and they don't know how to defend against it, I would recommend to wait like half a second, just because they usually like know how to react to it, and they'll just roll it and they'll proc that roll, which is what will proc Showstopper. But so yeah, I'd recommend like hitting them, feinting, waiting a second, and then using it, and then it always lands, and you can use that into like a feinted strong left, a feinted like I don't even know, it's wherever you want. But yeah, Nemesis is absolutely amazing. It is a very good enchant. I would say it's like an A tier enchant. It's not S tier, but it definitely is A tier, and I love it. It's very, very fun. If you haven't tried Nemesis yet, I'd recommend trying it out. It's extremely fun. And I'm tired of people saying Nemesis is the most broken enchant in the game, and like it's like a brain dead enchant that like everyone uses. Like I rarely see people using Nemesis, and it's extremely fun to use. So if you haven't used it, try out. And obviously I'm using Black Diver. That's like self-explanatory. My rings, I'm just using the rings that like power up my like stats. Get off my screen. And for the drip, I'm using the half tactician armor because the people keep on asking, and people keep on asking me, how the hell is my hair pink, bro? Well, like like rose, I guess. I usually just use a dye packet. That's all you need. So yeah, I hope this really helps you out. Also, I use Reaper Bow. You can use Shard Bow if you want, like single shot Shard Bow. It's very, very good to move stack with Nemesis and ganks. But if you're going for like a boss raid build like me, if you're a boss raider like me, I would recommend picking up Reaper. I was tired of people like fucking running away with their teammates, so I went to Reaper. But Shard Bow is very, very good. I can't lie, I'm gonna say it now, I killed a lot more people and a lot faster with Shard Bow, just because of my move stacks that I do with it. And people like find it very hard to parry it when I feint into marches into it. So I'd recommend picking that up if you have friends. But if you like boss raiding, definitely get Reaper.